Everybody, there are several Democrats in Congress that are pushing for a fourth stimulus check to be passed right now. But while we're waiting for Congress to officially pass the next spending bill, millions of Americans will begin to receive a small monthly stimulus payment, thanks to a new bill that was recently signed. This is your fourth stimulus check update in Daily News Report. Welcome back to my channel, everybody. I hope all of you guys are having a great day. Now, before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give this video a like.
Social Security in jeopardy, and I will say why. It has certainly been, I think, public and certainly private chatter that this $1 trillion addition to the deficit, that has resulted from the passage of that tax bill that benefits the top 1% and the biggest corporations in this country, is going to have to come from somewhere.
So, for the third round of stimulus checks, the IRS issued more than 169 million payments. The most recent batch of payments went out to another 2.3 million people, but many lawmakers are pushing for a fourth round of stimulus aid that would effectively send recurring payments until the crisis ends. So far, the federal response to the economic crisis has delivered $3,200 to each eligible adult, $1,200 under the CARES Act in March 2020, $600 in the December relief measure, and $1,400 under the American Rescue Plan signed in March by President Biden. Despite that financial assistance, millions of Americans still remain in financial distress, with about 4 in 10 people saying their income still remains below its pre-crisis levels. So folks, do you believe that Americans need more stimulus money? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. The unemployment rate is still higher than its pre-crisis level, and while businesses are hiring, there are still nearly millions of fewer people that are on payrolls today than before the crisis. According to Census survey data from mid-June, a quarter of Americans struggled to pay their household expenses in the previous week. For many people, in short, the latest rounds of $1,400 checks may not last long, an issue that is on the minds of many Americans who continue to struggle with joblessness and a weak labor market. Indeed, 3 million people have signed a change.org petition started last year that calls on lawmakers to pass legislation for recurring $2,000 monthly payments. Multiple lawmakers have picked up the idea. 21 senators, all Democrats, signed a letter to the president in support of recurring stimulus payments.
40 years ago, we chose the wrong path, in my view, following the misguided philosophy of people like Robert Bork, and pulled back on enforcing laws to promote competition. We are now 40 years into the experiment of letting giant corporations accumulate more and more power.
Pointing out that the $1,400 payment being distributed by the IRS won't tie people over for long. The senators wrote in the letter, almost 6 in 10 people say the $1,400 payments, said to be included in the rescue package, will last them less than 3 months. The letter from the U.S. senators does not specify how large are the payments that they are seeking, but a separate effort from Democratic lawmakers in January pushed for $2,000 monthly checks until the crisis ends. Instead, the American Rescue Plan authorized $1,400 for each eligible adult and dependent. Everyone, how much do you think the fourth stimulus payment should be worth? Should the payments be larger than $1,400? Leave a comment down below saying yes or no. And if you're a resident in the state of California, a fourth check could be on its way to you via a new effort from Governor Gavin Newsom. His plan would send $600 stimulus checks to state residents under a multi-billion-dollar spending plan that he introduced back in May, with about 2/3 of Californians possibly receiving a stimulus payment under his proposal. Some families will get another form of stimulus aid beginning on July 15th, when the IRS deposits the first of 6 cash payments into bank accounts of parents who qualify for the child tax credit. Eligible families will receive up to $800 in cash through December, with the money parceled out in equal payments, in equal installments, over 6 months from July to December. The aid is due to the expanded child tax credit, which is part of President Biden's American Rescue Plan. Families who qualify will receive $300 per month for each child under 6, and $250 for children between 6 and 17. That can provide aid for parents who are struggling to afford basics like childcare, groceries, and other household expenses. Now, a political director told CBS News, many people are going to be surprised when that first check comes in. That obviously is going to add to the surge in popularity for the checks. The IRS said it will hold events in 12 cities to help out people who don't normally file a tax return to register to get the monthly child tax credit. The events will be held on July 9th and 10th and operate in cities ranging from Atlanta to Washington, D.C. Families may enjoy more of a tax break in coming years if the American Families Plan moves forward. Under that plan, the child tax credit expansion will last till 2025, giving families an additional 4 years of bigger tax breaks for children. So folks, that's all the news in this video, and if you guys found this video useful and helpful, feel free to subscribe to my channel and give this video a like.
Please be seated. Thank you. Well, it is not good morning, which my remarks say here, but good afternoon. We're in the midst of a historic economic recovery. And because our successful vaccination program strategy has been working, and the immediate relief through the American Rescue Plan has brought back our economy from the worst economic crisis in nearly a century, America is now on track. We're now on track for the highest economic growth in 40 years, and among the highest growth records on record. We designed our economic strategy to be durable to the ups and downs that come with recovery. There are ups and downs. That's why the American Rescue Plan was designed to help people not just all at once, but over the course of a full year. So we could continue supporting families, small businesses, state and local budgets to help them weather those ups and downs. And now that the economy is back on track, we're making progress on the second phase of our strategy, ensuring long-term growth. That's what my Build Back Better agenda, including my Americans Family Plan and the bipartisan infrastructure agreement we reached last month, that's what they're all about, long-term. But to keep our country moving, we have to take another step as well. And I know you're all tired of hearing me during the campaign and since I've elected president, talk about it. And that's bringing fair competition back to the economy. That's why today I'm going to be signing shortly an executive order promoting competition to lower prices, to increase wages, and to take another critical step toward an economy that works for everybody. The heart of American capitalism is a simple idea: open and fair competition. That means that if your companies want to win your business, they have to go out and they have to up their game. Better prices and services, new ideas and products. The competition keeps the economy moving and keeps it growing. Fair competition is why capitalism has been the world's greatest force of prosperity and growth. By the same token, competitive economy means companies must do everything they do to compete for workers, offering higher wages, more flexible hours, better benefits. But what we've seen over the past few decades is less competition and more concentration that holds our economy back. We see it in big agriculture,